Hello there, everyone. Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket ranked matches. In today's video, I'm finally getting around to trying out a Mega Gardevoir EX deck. Now, the version that I've opted to run is probably the more vanilla or traditional version of the deck you'd probably run into online, and that I've opted to pair it with Meloetta and Indeedee EX. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Mega Gardevoir does, is for 2 energy, it could do 110 damage to your opponent, but also the gimmick or effect of this ability gives you the opportunity to attach 3 psychic energy to your psychic Pokemon on your bench or in the active spot. So you can basically get a pretty close to endless supply of energy running through your all your Pokemon. So you shouldn't be hurting to get anything going or running if all the stars align with getting this deck set up. Now, you run Moletta alongside Gardevoir because it's kind of your engine to draw into it if you don't start with, get lucky enough to start with it. At the beginning of each turn, with Moletta's ability, it lets you pull a psychic Pokemon from your deck into your hand. So hopefully you can mill the deck out faster and get into Gardevoir quicker. And we also have Indeedee here for healing purposes to try to keep everything alive and not die on us. But yeah, I'll have the entire deck list in the description of the video below should you want to try this deck out or simply a prove upon it. But yeah, we're going to take this in the ranked and so kind of see what happens and see if we can manage to string some wins along. But yeah, that's enough me rambling. I'll go find our first game. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we do have the good fortune to go in second. I'll never complain about that. And we do start out with Meloetta, which will help us a lot here. We kind of almost have everything we need. We started out with a rare candy on top of everything else. We'd be in pretty good shape. Not that we're in bad shape now, but we're going up against the fire version of Ogre. I have no idea what that card is, if I'm being completely honest. This is one Ogre. It's one of the few Pokemon that I missed out on. I don't exactly know everything from every generation, clearly. Aren't there 4 versions of this mask, one for each element, I think? Looks like they paired it up with Charizard, presumably. So let's see if we can get going fast here. Now, I would like to draw into our Stadium card if we get it. I forget the exact name of the card, but there's a Psychic Stadium, which got introduced with Stadiums in this pack, that takes the retreat cost from your Psychic Pokemon down by 1, so we could essentially get out for free. But we'll build Ralt up first should we happen to draw into it. We have our whole Gardevoir line here, so it'd be nice to get Stadium out. Alright, they're going to play Copycat to redo their hand. We do have a ton of stuff in our hand, so not a bad use of it. But we need to try to get built up faster than they can. Alright, they're going to play Protective Poncho, but they don't really have to worry about us sniping back there. Alright, we're going to take a quick 40 here. And it looks like it has the effect of being able to pass the energy back to Charmeleon here. And its heads. All right. Well, good news is we got rare candy. Bad news is that I can't get Meloetta out this turn. So, I'll go and play a rare candy. Get Gardevoir on the bench. I have to let Meloetta tank another hit. So we'll heal it so it doesn't actually get KO'd this turn. Now I could play Copycat, but I don't know if that'd be wise. So we'll at least get one more turn with Meloetta to mill the deck out. And just hopefully they don't have Charizard. Now I wouldn't be upset if this next card that we get is Sabrina. So we could bring in Charmeleon. Well, I guess we wouldn't get Charmeleon now. They have their whole bench filled out. The problem is, with Charizard, he can one-shot anything that we've got. Alright, he's going to get a guaranteed heads with Will. So he got built up really fast here. Alright, well I just kind of have to hope and pray he doesn't get Charizard for a while. That's about the only shot we got winning now. Because Charizard will one-shot anything and everything. It really hurt not getting that stadium card. There it is. There's Peculiar Plaza. I couldn't think of the name of this. And we get another Meloetta, but our bench is full, so let's play our stadium card. And we might as well heal with Indeedee. Why not? And I'm actually going to put in energy to Indeedee as well. We'll evolve our Ralts and Corellia. And we'll swap for free into our Gardevoir. And we might be able to make some play with Indeedee. Potentially, since it has Psychic. And does additional energy for every energy attached into the opponent's Pokemon. So we're just going to kind of hope that we can somehow avoid Mega Charizard. Now, if he pushes Charmeleon to the front, that pretty much guarantees he's got Charizard. Alright, he doesn't, so he has to stall a little bit. Alright, he's going to oak it up. How many cards he got? 6, so it's probably a good chance he's got Charizard. Alright, well, he's got 2 Charmeleons. I mean, I can eliminate 1. But not 2. Alright, finally got a Tails, though he did play 1 wheel to get one of them. And we did draw into our Sabrina. That energy into Corellia. Evolve into our other Gardevoir. And we're going to go ahead and heal this one. I mean, not that it matters too much. Like I said, Charizard will one-shot anything and everything. So we're going to Sabrina in one of these Charmeleons. And we'll take out the one that only has 2 energy. I guess we'll attach to Meloetta and Indeedee. We'll just spread it around. Alright, we just have to hope against hope that they don't draw into Charizard. And they got him, so that's going to be Wraps. So they'll get 3 points from KO and Gardevoir. Well, very unfortunate. I don't know if I could have maybe KO'd the Ogaporo, maybe with Ogaporo with Indeedee, maybe to maybe get in the active spot and I risk losing Gardevoir. But I didn't know if that would get me over the damage hump, and I didn't want to stall 2 out of risk for that very thing that just happened to us. Alrighty, we're going to drop our first match against Charizard with Gardevoir, but hopefully we can string some wins along here, but good game to that opponent. I'm back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we do have the good fortune of going second again. And we do start out with 2 copies of Meloetta and Ralts, so not a bad opening game. We're only going to put 1 down so we can leave our bench open for our other Gardevoir and Indeedee. And we have another Pokeball in hand, so since we have both Meloettas, we should get one of those 2 things. Alright, so we're going up against Darkrai. So this is this poison deck or no? Alright, see if we can get lucky and get into our stadium card. Thankfully nothing's like too high energy to get going. But again, if you don't have a stadium card, you do have to spend energy to get Meloetta out, which is unfortunate. Alright, so we can oak it up. And Meloetta was going to mill our deck out. So we get our other Gardevoir. Let's play Pokeball. And that'll give us our Indeedee to heal. Alright, let's oak it up here. We get Copycat and Sabrina. Unfortunately, neither of those is our stadium, so we'll just beef up Ralts back here. And I'm thinking if I want to play Meloetta, so they can't Sabrina in one of these two, but we'll just end our turn. Probably more valuable, I think, to leave that slot open. And because I do have Sabrina, we can do damage on one of those EXs in the back. And not have to attack into the Rocky Helmet. Alright, he's going to flip heads. Alright, we're going to take 40 damage here, but thankfully we can heal 20 of it. I forgot we have a weakness to darkness. I forgot entirely about that. Alright, this will give us our Corellia here. Oh, I just realized I don't have a rare candy. Let's see if Oak will resolve that. No, we're having a hard time getting into our stadium cards, unfortunately. Alright, we'll go ahead and play this Meloetta. I'll heal this one. And we'll put an energy into that one to retreat it. This one. Just to stall. Alright. Well, out of 6 cards, 2 are our stadium. So hopefully one of these... Hopefully this turn will get it. And we do have to hope for some coin tosses to go our way as well. Alright, they're actually not gonna beep up Gardevoir. Or beep up Darkrai, I should say. Alright, so we can stall for a little longer, but we don't want to stall for too long, so Guzzler doesn't get up and running. And we didn't get our stadium, that sucks. Okay, so we still have to wait another turn to build. Alright, well, I should say, not wait another turn to build, wait another turn to get Gardevoir in, because we don't want to take an unnecessary hit if we don't have to. Which is very unfortunate. That we have to stall for one more turn. God, has it? It's been on the bottom like the first 2 matches. I'd have thought with all the milling we've been doing, we'd be able to draw into it, but my luck overpowers the draw power of the deck. Or I should say my bad luck overpowers the draw power of the deck. Alright, we need some tails here. We do not get it. We're going to take 40 here. God, still no sign of... It's literally going to be the last 2 cards on the bottom. Alright, well, we don't need it now, I guess. And Sabrina... Make him Sabrina in something here. Now, what would they choose to bring in? Guzzlord does need 4 energy to get out, and so does Darkrai. So we are optimistically KOing one of these things. All right, we'll play Pokeball just to shuffle the 3 cards we got. And we'll go ahead and attack. Do some damage to Darkrai here. Put energy into Indeedee, and put another energy back into Gardevoir. So we can heal it if we need to. Because Diantha requires 2 energy to heal one of your psychic Pokemon, so we don't want to take off too much from Gardevoir. Alright, so I would have to bet they would need to sacrifice Darkrai here. Nope, they're gonna take the 20. Do you have an X speed then? If you're gonna lose Darkrai anyway, I don't know if that would have been the wisest choice here. But we'll see what they got planned. I could be wrong here. They have an X speed. Alright, maybe they don't. But thankfully we can heal at 20 with the Indeedee on the bench. And they did opt to concede. All right, yeah, that was definitely a misplay by them, and we got lucky enough to skate out of there with our first win. So yeah, for 1-1 so far with Gardevoir. Hopefully we can get this thing to a winning record. But good game to that opponent. I'm back going to find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. And we do have the good luck of going second once again, which is nice. And we've been fortunate enough to start with Meloetta every single time, so our luck's not been too bad. And there's Oricorio, so we need to go ahead and nip this bad boy in the bud if we're going to have any chance of winning here. They're running water energy, so I don't know if there's actually any threat of it attacking. So I do wonder what they're trying to stall into. Maybe, I don't know, what's the water Pokemon that takes a shit ton of energy to do anything? Maybe like Gyarados or something? We may never know. Alright. Well, I've opted not to play it on the bench. So yeah, we're going to have to play our second Meloetta, because now we're going to play around Oricorio. Let's get energy into this bad boy. Play a Pokeball to mill out our deck. We get our other copy of Ralts. Please give me Peculiar Plaza. There it is. If I complain enough, it will appear. Alright, now we can freely switch. And next turn we can attack with our Meloetta. Now I wouldn't be upset at getting a Sabrina. So we can take out whatever they might have on the bench. They have to be running Gyarados. I feel it in my bones. It's a Kangaskhan. I couldn't have been more wrong. Okay. I wonder if this is the version of Kangaskhan that I ran in my Kangaskhan video. I tried Kangaskhan Tapu Koko. Alright. Let's start building up our Mega here. And I guess we'll just get rid of Oricorio here. Now, unfortunately, because of Kangaskhan's effect, it'll KO Meloetta in one shot, and then whatever we bring in is going to take an additional 40. But if I remember right, we do get to pick what gets switched in, so don't have to take any unnecessary damage on Gardevoir, which is nice. And they're running Greninja too. A very wide assortment here. All right, they're going to retreat into Pichu. So then go ahead and accelerate Kangaskhan here. All right. Let's go ahead and get our Mega Gardevoir evolved up. Get an energy into it because it will be presumably attacking next turn. Now I might Cyrus in that Oricorio. Would that be wise? I'm just thinking, I'm going to KO Pichu. They're going to bring in Kangaskhan. No, we'll just get rid of Pichu. Oh, well, let's not screw up and not play Oak. Alright, that does give us some healing for Gardevoir. Alright, let's get rid of Pichu. And we're going to lose our Meloetta here. Now they can't forcibly bring in anything on our bench, which is good. There's their other Oricorio. So we need to make sure at least one of our Meloetta lives. And there's Greninja. Things getting worse all the time. Now, what would they opt to chip away at? Probably Gardevoir if I were to bet. But we can completely undo that with Indeedee. And And then they're just going to Cyrus in Mega Gardevoir. Makes sense. And we're going to get hit for 120 here. Alright, this puts us in a very unfortunate position. Because of how Gardevoir works, I can heal for 90, but we lose both our energy, which means that I cannot attack. So we can heal 20 here. Alright, if I attack Mega Kangaskhan, I lose, because it will just attack into Gardevoir for 120, and that's going to be game. So, I mean, I've got to do this, unfortunately. And we're going to have to retreat and hopefully pray that I can last for 2 turns to build, really. And that's going to be all we can do. Alright, they played Copycat, which means they can't play another Cyrus. So that's a plus, at the very least. But I can't really afford to sacrifice both Meloettas because we are, well, unless I KO Mega Kangaskhan. Just we lose Meloetta. Guess we'll let him pop Indeedee. Because, I mean, if they're going to Cyrus in something, they're going to Cyrus in Gardevoir anyway and win, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, we do get Sabrina of our own. Let's retreat into Gardevoir. Maybe I should just let him swing on Meloetta. I wasn't thinking too much. We'll heal here. And I guess we'll put Ralts on our bench. Now I have to think for a moment. Well, do I leave Kangaskhan in? I mean, we'll survive a hit. I think we're just going to have to try to stall. Not enough there's really any way I can win this, being completely honest. Other than playing into our second Gardevoir. But again, we're playing around Cyrus. They're going to snipe something. Snipe the Indeedee. And Mega Gardevoir is going to get popped for 120. Oh, we got a second Peculiar Plaza. Alright, well, we can evolve into this other Mega Gardevoir here. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's a whole lot I can do to win. I guess I'll put an energy into Mega Gardevoir, that one. We'll just have to sacrifice Meloetta, really. So this does completely negate my ability to attack Oricorio, but we have Cyrus to bring in Kangaskhan if it really comes down to it. But again, I don't know if we're going to get that chance. Because probably something's going to get Cyrus in here so they can win, I would imagine. Unless they're just drawing it out to draw it out. Alright, well I can't really bring Indeedee in because if it gets popped it'll have 10 health and then Greninja can KO it. Alright, we get another rare candy. More or less useless. We can heal here. And we're just going to have to pretend we live in a world where Cyrus does not exist. I mean, they've drawn all their cards, so undoubtedly they have it. Like they have to. I just feel like they're messing with me. Unless I'm very lucky for them only to be running one Cyrus. Oh, they can actually put it back in the hand. Well, there's now no way I can win because I can't hurt Oricorio. As we have no basics left. And eventually, Indeedee is going to get KO'd. Alright, we've drawn our last card. We'll retreat into Indeedee. I mean, they could just swap Greninja in here and KO me. Which I imagine is probably what's going to happen. I'm more just doing this for the sake of doing it, I guess. Sure, let's do no damage here. And then they're going to swap into Greninja, and that's going to be all she wrote. Unnecessary, but you do you. Just let Indeedee die with some dignity. Well, alrighty. Looks like, unfortunately, we're going to go 1 and 2 with a Gardevoir here. Not the outcome that I fully expected, but it is the outcome we got nonetheless. But alrighty, I mean, like I said, there's other Gardevoir variants. I think Mewtwo is also a popular way to run Mega Gardevoir, and I'm sure there's some other stuff that I just haven't looked up. But I wanted to try like the first build that I saw of it to see how it performed, and I'm sure I still feel like it's probably pretty good. It's just a matter of getting started fast, I guess. Which I think we had pretty good luck at doing that. Just maybe if things a little bit fell our way a little bit differently, a little bit, we could have probably maybe eked out another win or so. But yeah, either way, I do believe I'm going to end the video here, though. As always, feel free to leave me any deck recommendations that you might want to see me to try, or just other ways to play Gardevoir or whatever. And if I have the cards for it, I will give it a shot. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.